What's up, guys? Continuing the Dark Souls walkthrough. Next up is the Great Hollow and the Ash Lake. So, first thing to do to get to the Great Hollow is to warp down to the bonfire by the Chaos Servant, and then you can run over to this bonfire, which you will find in Blighttown, and you definitely found this earlier, way earlier in the game. But you may have seen this giant tree down here the last time you were in Blighttown. Well, this giant tree is actually the Great Hollow, and it has a secret entrance. You may have missed it because whenever you go up this ramp, it actually dead ends with just a chest, but there's more to it than just a chest. So before you get there, there's a couple little enemies. These guys are actually really great for farming large titanite shards. So if you ever want to stock up on some humanity and kill those, there's a lot of them around here. Really good for the titanite shards. So once you come up here, there's a chest, and you roll into the wall behind the chest, and it's cleared out. And then there'll be another wall, and you roll into that one as well. And then it'll be the Great Hollow. So 2 invisible walls. Now this area is not difficult at all. The only thing about it is there's a lot of drops, and there's a lot of random items scattered throughout the area. And dropping down on them can be a bit of a pain because you might die a couple times trying to reach a particular item. There's some titanite chunks in here and some other various things I'm going to point out. One thing you might want to try using is fall control. Now, it won't save your life if you would have otherwise died anyways, but if you would have taken damage and you use fall control, you won't take damage. So maybe you want to consider using it just because you're really not going to be using a whole lot of spells right here anyways. There's not a lot of enemies. At the bottom there's some mushroom guys, but other than that, at the top, well, not at the top, but like on various levels, there's a couple of those cursing frogs. And that's pretty much it. I'm just going to show the different ways to get the different souls, and we'll move on to the Ash Lake. Alright, right here at the beginning, there's a soul that you kind of have to roll from the top. This is the only way to get it. And like I said, use fall control so you don't lose too much health. But you get the Chloranthy ring. I'm not sure if that's how you say it. But this is a really useful ring because it boosts your stamina recovery. So you definitely want to be picking this one up. So the kind of midpoint right here is where you'll probably see these frogs first. There's a couple different other little platforms that you could drop down and see them, but this is like the main spot you'll see them. There's a lot of them around here, so be careful when you're doing these jumps. You're probably gonna die a couple times trying to land some of these jumps, as I did there. One thing to keep in mind is the darker branches are harder to land on, and they're usually you usually can't even land on them unless you're dropping like 2 feet or something. So keep that in mind. When you get to the bottom, you're gonna run into all these mushroom things. They're really not even worth your time. They don't yield much XP or souls, and they take a long time to kill, especially the big ones. Big ones take so many hits, and they give you like a couple hundred souls, if that. I mean, this is New Game Plus, so you saw I got 100, or New Game Plus Plus, and I only got 100 from one of those things. So the big ones, just, they only give you a couple hundred more, and they take so long to kill, and they can kill you in like 2 punches because they're so strong. So I would advise just collecting the souls and just skipping past them. So just to give you an idea of how long it takes to kill these giant mushroom guys, I'm using the most powerful staff and one of the most powerful spells, and it's still going to take like 3 to 4 shots, well, I guess about 4, to kill one of these big guys. And I'm gonna only get like, let's see, I got 2,000, but new game, just the regular new game, you'd probably get around 8,000 for all of your time and effort. Not really worth it. And see how much damage he did? He just punched me 1 time. There went 3/4 of my health. And there's several of these guys down here. They don't mess around. So just go ahead and get to the bottom and run to the little hole that you'll find down here, and then you'll be all set. If you're worried about the giant mushroom guys chasing you down here, you don't really have to be worried. They have a certain point that they'll stop following you. As you see right here, it's almost right when you get next to the fog. They reset and start heading back. Well, that's it for the Great Hollow. There are a couple other little Titanite chunks that you can get if you do all the jumps. But that's it. And now we're on to Ash Lake. Thanks for watching.